Hello again, and here is another video on burning and fuel using Phoenix FD. And in this video I'm going to show you how to create covered smoke from burning fuel in Phoenix. So I'm using Phoenix 441 nightly, but you can do this just as well with Phoenix 441 official. So first off, I'm going to create a setup where I separately create fuel and temperature, and when I mix them, they're going to ignite, and this will produce our smoke, and this smoke is then going to be covered with a certain color. So I'm going to emit fuel from the box right here to the left, and I'm going to emit temperature right here from the sphere in the lower right of the simulation. So adding them both to the Phoenix sources. So here for the fuel source, I'm going to disable temperature and smoke, enable only fuel, and then I'm going to enable only temperature here for the temperature smoke, for the temperature source. And if I start the simulation right now, there is no fuel emitted, and this is because I haven't enabled it right here in the output rollout. So I'm going to enable grid RGB because we are going to need this as well, and enable grid fuel. And when I start the simulation again, here it is. So the fuel starts getting emitted. It's not affected by gravity. If you want the fuel to fall down or rise up, you have to change the fuel buoyancy from here. Also, one more thing is that I want to shoot the emission of fuel to the right. So I'm going to just start the simulation and use this Phoenix feature right here, which is called where is it? Polygon ID. Here it is. So if I change the polygon ID, I'm going to stop the simulation again. When I use polygon ID of 1, it emits upwards, 2 emits downwards, 3 emits to the left, and looks like 4 is going to emit to the right. So if I start the simulation again, here it is. But it's very weak, so I'm going to boost it a lot. Let me even make it 2 meters per second like this. So it's going to create this plume of fuel moving to the right into the temperature source. So when it reaches it, they're going to mix, but nothing is actually going to happen. I will enable the GPU preview, and we see that it just blows the fire to the right, but there is no burning because we haven't enabled it. So if I enable burning right here, start the simulation again, by default, the fuel is not going to be visible in the GPU preview because we haven't assigned any render channels to it. We can see it in the voxel preview right here. So again, the fuel is shooting to the right. It almost reaches the temperature. And if I enable the GPU preview now, here it is. So here smoke starts getting emitted and the fuel starts burning. So we can see that there's a more violent process going on right here. So I will make the grid a bit larger, or at least a bit longer, like this. So we'll have a better chance to see what's going on, and maybe a little taller as well. So right now, I'm going to enable the RGB channel on the fuel source. So if I start the simulation again, I will switch back to the voxel preview. We'll turn off the GPU preview right here, and we can see that in the voxel preview, here is the green RGB channel. So the fuel, it just carries the green color with it, And now when it starts burning, by default the smoke is going to be gray, but this is just a render setting. So right here you can come to the volumetric render options. Under the smoke cover rollout, you can set the smoke to the RGB channel, and here it is. And also I'm even going to disable showing of the fire, so we see only the smoke. And here it is. So when the fuel reaches the temperature source, I will just disable the GPU preview. So here it is. When the fuel reaches it, it sets the fuel on fire. I will disable auto reduction and enable the GPU preview again. And here it is. So the produced smoke is green because the color carried by the fuel channel is green. So I can even map the RGB with a certain texture. Whoops, not a discharge modifier. I'll just delete this one. Unlink. Here it is. Okay, so I will just pick, for example, a checker like this, and I will change its color to a checker of green and red, for example, like this. So I'm going to use the explicit map channel by default, and I will also enable the voxel preview again so that I can see what's going on. Okay, and start the simulation again. All right, so here it is. It is a checker. So if I enable the GPU preview again, we don't see the temperature, we don't see the fuel, we are only going to view the smoke when it appears. So again, it's coming closer to the fire, and it would ignite any moment now. Come on, come on, here it is. It's also mixed just a little as it moved. The green and the red colors, they mixed and they produced this yellow color right here. So again, as the fuel starts burning, the smoke gets colored with the color that the fuel brought from the source. Okay, so I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching, and until next time.